Let's talk about our colors. Here I have Snowflake from Rust-Oleum, Iridescent Silver from Goldens, Grayish Blue from Amsterdam, Payne's Gray from Goldens, and then from Modern Masters I have Harbor Sky and Venetian Blue. These two guys together make magic. And I think I need to thin that down just a little bit. And then last but not least, I have my cloud mix here. And I'll put the recipe for that below in the description. I just want to talk about my board a little bit here. So this is MDF, and I have used this as a practice piece for epoxy in the past, and I didn't really like the way it turned out. So I gave it a sand down, and then I just put a thin coat of the Snowflake that I'm using as my base coat on it and let that dry. And that's where I'm at now. I think I'm going to be putting some embellishments on this that might be heavy. So that's why I decided to go with a board instead of a canvas. And then one other thing I wanted to point out, when you're using MDF, it does have a tendency to sag in the middle. So especially for larger pieces like this, so always make sure that your center is supported. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm intending to leave some negative space here. So I want a nice consistent base coat. Hope you'll be able to see this. So I'm going to start off with my Venetian Blue. Might be a little more than I want. And then I'm going to go with the Harbor Sky. Payne's Gray. Grayish Blue. My cloud mix. Payne's Gray. Iridescent Silver. Some Venetian. And a good bit of the cloud. So I am this back center. I think that does it. So I'm going to start off center here because I think I want my negative space to be down here. So I'm starting up high, and then I'm going to kind of come back in a little bit. Ah, that is just coming out beautifully. And I'm going to come up again. Oop, I got a clump in there I need to check out. And then I'm going to come back in here at the end. And I kind of always like to do a few little swirlies. So finishing with a ring pour style. There we go. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Gonna give an extra little swirl there. Clean that up a little bit. Torching for bubbles. This guy's out of the way a little bit. Sometimes I like to just step back and let it do its thing for a moment. See what's wanting to naturally develop. The other thing torching does, especially in a piece like this, is it warms the paints up just slightly, which makes them thinner. And that allows some of these reactions to happen more quickly. So the puffiness that we're getting coming up, that's a difference in the densities of the paint. And when the paint's thinner, that happens easier. Okay. So I think I'm going to come this way first. I want to open this up because I am really loving what's going on here. Try to not get that glare in there. Still trying to figure out lights for my studio, so I apologize. There we go. Oops. Man, I'm loving what's happening here. I'll bring this way just a little bit. Might not end up with as much negative space as I had planned on, but that's okay. I'm going to take a good bit of this off over here. Whew. Okay, I wipe my hands off. Be careful that you don't drip on your paintings. In a perfect world, I'd like to open this up just a little bit more, but I really love this shape in the negative space here, so I don't think I am, and I can live with that because this is still really, really pretty what's happening in here. I think this is probably going to still develop a little bit over time. And the only thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to scrape my edges just like you would with a canvas. And then I'm also going to add a little more paint at a couple of these edges that are peeking through because I want to make sure those have really nice coverage and that there's continuity through all of the negative space here. And then I will bring you in and show you all the beautiful details. Here are the dry result or wet results. Look at that. Ooh, so gorgeous. And then this is what I was talking about that I would have liked to have opened up a little bit more, but I am really perfectly happy with it the way it is. It's so beautiful. And I'm loving this negative space. I think this is going to be a really cool finished piece. So this is a couple of weeks after I did the paint portion of this piece. I wanted to make sure that the paint was fully dried, fully cured before I put my epoxy on. And I'm just using Stone Coat Countertops Art Coat. That's their product line that gives the maximum UV protection, and I really love the way it works. And then I'm also adding some lapis lazuli that has been tumbled, so it's nice and shiny. And then I also added a little bit of the epoxy to the cup there so that the stones were fully encapsulated in epoxy. And I just arranged that along one of those lines so it kind of looks like it naturally belongs there. And then after that, I'm just going to give everything a quick little torch, make sure I don't have any bubbles. And then I'm just going to come back and periodically check on it. I'm going to scrape the underneath. I've made sure that all of my edges are covered really nicely. Yeah, I'm just going to let this cure. I have a net to put over it so that I don't get any little hairs or dust bunnies in it. And this is going to be good to go. In 24 hours, I'll be able to attach the legs and show you guys the finished product. Here we are with the final walkthrough of this piece. I'm so happy with how this little table turned out. It's just gorgeous. Got a little bit of shimmer from the epoxy. Love how the stones added to this. Yeah, this is just a really beautiful little piece that I hope will find a happy home.